For me, there are 3 things that we look at with every business owner as we look at hiring, whether they're in the trades or any other business. Number 1 is, cash flow. Like, how is the business doing from a cash flow standpoint? If we're already losing money and the hire that we're about to make will not make us more money, there's not profitability there on that hire, whether it's, like, per job profitability, right? And this is where we would drill in with a client, like, yeah, I'd sit down and be like, "All right, let's go look at if you're an electrician and you do multifamily stuff and residential stuff and commercial stuff, like let's go look at margins of each of those at kind of a nitty gritty level to see like, should we even be doing more of that in the first place? Or before we go hire someone, do we need to make sure we're bidding right on those jobs, et cetera? So there's like that all filters down into cash flow is like,
Yeah.
what is the profitability of the thing? And do we have the cash flow to support it? If the business is like, I've got a ton of money, and the second piece then is I have the work for that person, which then becomes capacity, right? Versus sort of the demand on your team. So that's the second piece is if cash flow is good, it's like where's the capacity at? Because if we can either make our existing team more optimized, where we could like get more out of the existing team, or they have existing bandwidth that we could fill up, then obviously we're not going to need to go hire that. And so looking at might I shuffle around people into different roles so that I can fill the same amount of work or maybe some more new work without having to hire? It's always going to be the first thing. I think it's really easy as a business owner to measure success in headcount or revenue count. And we think scale, the point is more people, the point is more dollars. It's like, no, the point is whatever you actually want out of the business,
Yeah,
technically.
yeah, yeah.
But like
It makes me
maybe
think
it's
of
actually more.
Hormozy. I'm sure you guys are watching the Hormozy clips or seeing the at the workshop. Didn't mean to interrupt, Alex, but we've joked offline about this where, the first thing you have to say is, "Hey, my name is blank. I run this company. I do this much revenue, and I want to get to this next revenue. Like, what's the revenue goal?" And we always joke like, "Well, that's kind of ridiculous if we don't know what does that mean profit wise for what we're doing, because 10 million a year at zero profit is no better than, it's so much worse than 1.5 million doing 50% margin." So didn't mean to interrupt. I just made me think of like how sometimes we just get so blinded by vanity metric of like, I just got to hit this revenue number. So something you got to be
To
careful of.
to your
Yeah, and
point
that's why all this
too,
comes back to what we were talking about at the beginning. What do you want? Right? What do
Yeah.
you want? Not what do you think other people want for you? What do you think you should want? Or what do other people have that you're feeling FOMO on and you think that if you get there then you'll be happy and satisfied? Or like ultimately it's who are you competing against that like doesn't matter at all for your true satisfaction in life. And if we're doing that measurement, then it's like, yeah, headcount, revenue, all the things. And so, Ian, before I toss to you, just the third thing there of like cash flow, capacity or not. Then the third one is buffer or reserves. Like, do we have some money sitting there in reserves? And it's so funny to me where I'll get people on the opposite end of the spectrum where they're like, I hold on to so much cash and I feel so unsafe in my business, but I am working 80 hours a week and my family doesn't see me. And I don't know if I can hire, and I've got 100,000 or a million in the bank or whatever. And like, I don't know. And so there's this other piece of like, all right, like, let's get back to what do you want? What matters to you? What fears are you holding on to that are keeping you from getting what you want? And oftentimes for business owners, they either don't have enough in reserves, and so they're really stretching for this hire, which is where the cash flow piece comes in importantly. Or like I've got a business owner right now. It's like they've got way more money in the bank than they need, but they're working way more than they want. And like, look, you can trade some of that, and it's not even that much to be able to have back 30% of your work week. Like, what would that do for you? Like, oh my gosh, it'd be so amazing. Okay, which feeling would you rather have? 20,000 less in the bank or and all this time back, or do you want to be working like crazy and missing out on your kids stuff and feeling like your spouse resents you, but, but you keep 20,000 more in the bank? Like, which one is actually going to make you sleep better at night? Okay.